Guys, welcome to Kipoerneke Korner. Back over in EverQuest II on the Anashti Sul server. So I made a little adjustment to the monitors there. And so we're over in Greater Fadar. Looks like I need to kill 4 crush bone trainees and 6 crush bone sparrers. I currently have room for 2 quests in my quest journal. And kind of shaking some of the rust off after having been a little while since I played very much. So I've been playing the last couple of days again, and prior to that, it had been, I don't know, maybe a month even since I was on here. So I'm a little bit, out of sorts. So, but it does never take too long to pick back up. Didn't really intend to be gone out of the game for that long, but sometimes that's just the way it goes. Now, crush bone trainees and whatnot are going to be on the other side of this river and up to the west from here. So, should be simple enough, and I think soon we'll have finished up not all of the quests in Greater Fadar, but a good portion of them. And probably we'll be moving into Crushbone Keep to finish up some in there. For the moment, just try and run over to where the trainees and sparrers and hopefully train more Gurk is. Let's see if I can go ahead and get Morguk up on up in the window that way. Whenever he appears, we will be able to run right over to him theoretically. I was just hearing this morning, totally off topic, but I was hearing that Nebraska had a huge fire and that it is being contained now, but I heard it was the biggest fire in recorded history, let's say. And I know that some of you folks live over there. Hopefully everyone is all right. I haven't heard from anyone who lives there yet. I've only seen it in the news, which, isn't entirely accurate. The news hasn't seemed to be putting a lot of it out there, which sort of social media has referenced it, which maybe that's the new news. Anyway, hopefully everyone is okay. I don't know what the loss of life and property is looking like over there, but definitely looked like it was not a good situation. So, Alicia has logged in. Looks like I just noticed. I don't know if she's been in for a minute. Looks like she's been in for exactly a minute, just looking at what time it is versus what time she logged in. And so I'm saying hi to her in just a moment. She said hi to me first. She says, okay. Yes, she did. I feel like I have gone too far here and wasn't paying a good amount of attention. It's too bad. It's alright. I can always go back. Acia says that she's supposed to work on Crusade to Fador with Father. That's cool. She says, then if all goes well, more new to an area. Yeah. It's interesting. Getting some shinings while I'm over here. Back on the right area there. Oh, hey, how you doing? Oh, let's see. I'm going to try this out. Is it A-N? No, let's see. Let's see how we pronounce this. Oh, it's going well over here. Is it Aeonfe Expert? Is that how we pronounce that? I also see a quest over there we got on my way through. This is a Lone Sun Mooseback from the Liberation Squad. Aeonfe says, I'm doing great. What about you? Oh, I'm doing very well, yeah. Over in EverQuest II, always good place to be, right? Alonso says, don't give away our position. We've got some serious work to do here. I'll say, sorry, what are you doing here? He says we're liberators. These nasty creshbone orcs have taken some of our kin hostage, and we aim to free them. I say, that sounds like a lot of work for just a handful of you. She says, we have our work cut out for us. Say, someone like you would be a great help in our fight against the orcs. I say, how could I help you? She says, in order to rescue our kin, we need the orcs demoralized. If you take trophies from their finest warriors, that'll help us wear them down. I say, what kind of trophies? She says, their centurions are always prancing about with the fancy belts. If you collected a good number of them, that would show that they ain't so tough, rather. I say, I'll do it. She says, splendid. Teach the centurions a lesson and collect 10 of their fancy belts. Bring them back and I'll supply you with a nice one in return. I say, I'll get them. Aeonfe says, your streaming quality is really nice and clean. Well, thank you so much. And also, yeah, you can call me Anne. Very cool, Anne. I'll try to remember that. All right. The quest of the moment from her is defeat Creshbone Centurions outside the castle and collect 10 of their belts. Well, we're right here, so we may as well go do that real fast. Well, I probably ought to do the trainees and spotters first because I'll need to come up for you later, but that's okay. We'll do things in the wrong order and the way of expedience. It'll be just fine. And this is all right. Thanks, ma'am. Absolutely. All right, so we dropped the orc smuggler requisition, which we absolutely don't need because we already have the orc language, and that is all that does. So no sense in that. How's my streaming going? The streaming is going just wonderfully. Do you play EverQuest II? And it says, do you have a Discord or Twitter where people can keep up with your streams? I have both a Discord and a Twitter. My Twitter, both of those links can be found on my profile page for sure. My Twitter is definitely more something that I use more often. The Discord, I use it occasionally, but I'm not as good at that as I am at the Twitter. Definitely. Again says good. Indeed. So I didn't see whether you play EverQuest II or not. And if you do you play on live or do you play on one of the classic servers like Origins, one of the TLEs? move this chat screen where I can see it a little bit better. And says, all right, I really reach out to you on Discord then, if you don't mind. Absolutely, go for it. You're welcome. I do have a few threads started on there. Mostly it seems like people sort of congregate in just sort of a general chat though, rather than any, talking on any threads very much. That's what I've noticed. Missed out on Asia over here. She says, not on this one, obviously. Oh, that's right. I think I'm also supposed to be. She should probably do that. Looks like we got an ad going on in the old Twitch channel there. These are kind of random updates on the Centurions, so I feel like this is going to be a quest that takes a whole minute just for, just because they don't always update when you kill one of them. But this will be fine because it means that after I go back and do the other quest, come back around, probably I'll still have a reason to be here for this quest as well. So we'll clear these, then go work on the other quest, then come back and knock out some more of these when we get to that point in the quest line. Seems like that's a fun idea, right? She says, what are you doing in GFA? Let's see. Quest line, it's just this. Nothing particular. Interesting. I guess there aren't any more in here, right? Did you guys see that little statue looking thing over there? ACS says I need to make the run out there again on this one soon before my level 9 quest grade. Yeah, unfortunately, these quests grayed out some time ago. And says your server shows pending. I have no idea why it would show pending. What is that? On Discord, you mean? Discord should definitely not say pending. I have no idea why it would. I can look into it though if that's the case. Maybe it's your request to join it that's pending, and if so, I can go check on that real quick. Let me see. I think that's a possibility. I see new badge packs over here. Let's see. Oh, yes. I see manual verification apparently is on. So probably that's what's going on. See how I can fix that. Come over here and click on your thing. Yeah. All right. There you go. You should be good. You see it. I'll have to see if I can fix that so it's more automatic. Approval. AC, oh yeah, AC is talking to 319%. So hopefully that worked out for you, Anne. They got me running back and forth here in this tunnel. We're at 37.8% into the level, and level 47 swashbuckler at the moment. At some point soon, I'll have to do a little bit of crafting because definitely I need to get up above. I think I'm level 50. Let me see. Trade skill. Yeah, level 50 in crafting. And definitely want to make tracks on that a little bit higher. Before my adventure level gets too terribly much higher, so that I can make the items that I'll need once this character hits level 50 as well. So this one is a jeweler, and so I'm not sure, honestly, when the last time I updated the jeweler was on this guy. Let's see here, what more level 42, it's pretty good. Level 32 probably could be improved. Knock that up to a 42. At this point, I'm not going to mess with it. Probably it's already level 47. May as well go ahead and hit level probably 52 and upgrade them. Oh, I see. AC just made level 15 and got up at 8 achievement points. So cool. Acia is a guild mate for those of you who don't know. And, I didn't realize that she was only at level 15. I've forgotten where that character is at. She is a certain characters stuff. Definitely need to upgrade this one's weapons on farm. There's nothing more in this good select, so we'll head on back. And says, yeah, I just active now. Excellent. I thought it would probably solve the issue when I realized what you were saying now. Already finished with 4 out of 10 of these updates, so that's not too shabby. I had expected it to take a little bit longer to get them, but there were more Centurions hanging around than I thought they might be, so that has helped a good deal. Oh yeah, that's the Orc Smuggler requisition. Not really a lot of reason to pick those up when we've already done the Lore Legend for that. And says, and I just dropped you a message there now. You can check it out probably after streaming. Sure, I can check it out. Sounds like a plan. ACSSD fake West are going great. Yeah, level up to 15. I would imagine they're starting to. There's a Centurion right there. And they're repopping pretty quickly. Wasn't quite close enough to all of those, but that's okay. So if you popped over here, there might be some of you popped this way as well. Toward the beginning, looks like we've definitely got some more nearby. It's on the other side of this rock. And that means maybe the other ones are here as well. On this side, looking promising. We're at 7 out of 10 updates at the moment. Let's see if AC can hear me on here. Hey, can you hear me? It should may or may not have first turned on. Running around looking at the chat and filling the water. That sounds about right. It's alright. You can climb up this handy dandy wall right here. There for a while, they were very, very proud of their climbing walls after they brought them out in the Desert of Flames. Let's see, they just kind of got real excited about them for a while. Drops off a bit later after the flying mounts come out, but it's not so necessary right high. There for a few years, they were pretty happy with that concept. Module is a whole mess. A little bit more room in the bags at the moment, so that's good. Now we're going to go look for those trainees and spars to find them. And I'll pull this window back up, not for the Centurions, however. I'm going to look for, well, we're going to look for spars, stuff like that. That'd be easier to find it, probably. ACS says, I'm up to the level 9 quests, yeah. Alright, we got a spar on track right on the other side over here. And as soon as she doesn't have her volume on and considering, she may not respond to the verbal cue there. See, how many of these guys have been? Just 2 more of the spars, but we need 4 of the trainees, so might as well get those real fast. Warp Tooth is for the lore and legend. It's one of the dropped updates you can study if you haven't gotten it yet. I think that I have all of the orc pieces and that I'll finish that quest myself. But yeah, I haven't. That's what it's for. So now Trainer Morguk is the only one left. He's right over here. Inside this tent. And now we've got that update complete. But I wonder, yeah, there's a Centurion. I was going to say, if we have any Centurions that may need to be killed over here, because need a few more of those still. And there are some around here, so Centurion. Oh, there's tons of them. Great. Works out wonderfully. 2 birds with 1 stone and all that. Sort of. Got the orc spine. That's another lone legend piece. We need one more update on the Centurions, and we've gotten that knocked out as well. Nothing doing with that group. That paraffin wax document is a build status point item. So you can turn that in to some folks and get some status points. And if your build is low enough level to get any. We're going to head back over here to DeGroot. Oh, something. I cannot think of his name. Something knows, I think. We'll see. If I'm right on that, we'll see. It's not broken nose, but it's no, we'll see. He's right over here with the feather, say. Ah, Granite Nose. Granite Nose Dobson. See what he has to say.
Did you take him out?
I took care of him.
Aha! I bet we've got them on the run. It takes the orcs forever to organize anything. I doubt Morgok will be replaced for another week. Great work!
Thank you.
There's one more thing we can do to put the scare into them. What do you say?
Sure.
Southeast of Camp Rutak is Camp Varcha. It is in Varcha where the oracles train. If we hit them, it'll be a great support to Tuatho's operations. Can you take them out?
I can kill the oracles. Can I accept that quest?
Good. Look for them in Camp Varcha or above it on the cliffs to the south.
Interesting. All right. And then we'll accept the 2 silver and 95 profit from that. Varcha on the hills to the south. Well, I'll tell you what. We are going to just type in orc first or boost. Because that seems like a grand idea. And then we're going to head over to our update over here with Alonso. Oh, we do have an oracle on track, so we will go and grab thing before we head further into this update. I should have seen that sooner, but I guess I wasn't paying very much attention, though. It's an expedition lead from this group. Another of those orc smuggler requisitions. Actually, two more of those orc smuggler requisitions going on now. So we're going to need a total of 10 updates from the orcs. Another one on track over here. Black and Iron Relic is another guild status point items. I will take the paraffin sealed document, but not the orc smuggler requisition. Just don't need that taking up space in my bags, really. Okay, so up there, there's a good number of new book slides, so we'll head on up to get those guys. You know what else occurs to me? I could put some poisons on. If I can find the poisons. There they are. Veteran poison, sure. I do have auto-consume on already, apparently, so I must have it. Let me keep pay attention. Okay, looks like I have veteran poison and hemotoxin running at the moment. Oh, that's fine. Fork tooth here. That's another Lauren Legend piece. As you might possibly have guessed. Still need a few of these guys, but I suspect this should fit the bill. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, now, back down. And on to the tornado. One of these days soon, I'm going to have to get an external keyboard because reaching up on top of the shelf with one arm and down onto the table with the other for the mouth is not particularly pleasant. I feel like it would be a good investment for me to get, sure. So let's talk to a Monks Unleashed back in the Liberation Squad here. She says, well, hello again. Did you collect those belts from the Centurions? I said, yes, I got 10 of them for you. She says, good work. You sure helped us out. True to my word, here is a belt for you to use. May it serve you well, adventurer. I say thanks. Anything else you'd like me to do? She says, we thought of an even better way to intimidate the orcs some more. Not the dorks. The dorks are more easily intimidated. But it ain't gonna be easy. We will take the work of a whole group of adventurers such as yourself. I say I can gather some help. What is your plan? She says, inside the keep itself, there's an even tougher kind of orc, what they call a legionnaire. They make the centurions look like weaklings. Beating them would really make the orcs afraid of us. I say, you want me to take some kind of trophy from them? She says, legionnaires are known for their huge shoulder pads. If you can slay many of them and collect 10 or so of the shoulder pieces in good condition, I'll present you with shoulder pads of your own. I say, sounds like a deal. So we're going to accept the reward from the last venture here, which is a Christian Centurion belt. and then accept the quest for this next bit for some shoulder pads. I don't have enough transmuting yet to be able to transmute this, unfortunately. Alonso says, great, get to work and let me know when you have all the shoulder pads I need. Boy, this is really going to make those orcs tremble. And I say, I'll be back. Okay, but before I go and do that, I would like to go and return this other stuff to the root over here. Do a bit more running back and forth, but I think ultimately it's going to be a little bit faster. Because probably the root is going to send in the same direction. If I had had more space in my quest journal when I first came to Critically Dark, then all of this would have been a little bit more smooth, because when you pick up quests from in the same area, from people in the same area, you normally get sent to similar areas as long as you kind of keep pace with it. And I was not able to do that because I wasn't able to pick up all the quests each time. So, unfortunately, I just really didn't have enough space in my journal to embark on this endeavor as I should have. And again, if I'd cleared some room in my journal prior to Greater Fate being released, that probably would have been the best way to go about that. But alas, that is not the way that I chose. So, oh well, that's okay. Ah, here he comes. The root granite nose at your service. All right, so Daruk says,
Have you taken out the oracles?
yes, they're dead.
Har, har, har! Uldaruk does it again!
I did the work.
That's right. Uldaruk and his buddy, you, do it again! I can't wait to tell my friends. Have a nice one.
You too, Daruk. All right, now we get to select what we want in here. And all of these things were, obviously very, very out level, of course. So if you look at the appearance of the switch out of the channel, because pressing control will make me speak in channel. We don't need any of that. Let's reset. Actually, let's clear what's on here first. And that way we can see what this looks like. So here's the hands. These are the wired gauntlets. Let's get this on over there. There we go. Wired gauntlets. Then we have Daruk's silk bracers. And actually, let me take this off so you can see them more fully. This is Daruk's silk bracers right here. All right. Dwarf forged leg plates are next. There they are. In all their glory. Very, very dwarfish, I don't feel like they go that great on gnome. It's more of a dwarf situation there. Maybe a high elf. I could see a high elf prancing about in that. Clear that, and then we've got an oracle spike. There it is. Oracle spike looks a lot like a fancy letter opener or a very sharp paintbrush. One of the Let's see. Feel like it's got some paintbrush quality handle right there. All right. Now, out of those, all of them are no trade, so probably I'm going to be transmuting them anyway personally. But I think that bracers are a little hard to come by from the rest of these things, so I'll accept that just in case I do end up, using it for the appearance purposes. So we finished that up, and he's not sending me anywhere. He's finished with his quest line. So now we can go on into the keep and clear out some of those quests from the journal. Because I do have a couple that are for Fishbone Keep. So let's go do those and move along in that line. Looking at the Gundheim Steel, which is one of them, I should seek an enemy that has just begun its campaign of evil. I should seek an enemy that patrols the halls. And I should seek the blood of one who lurks in the shadows. I should seek the blood of one who inspires the others. I should seek the blood of one who delves into dark magic. I should seek the blood of one who instructs the enemies. I should seek the blood of a high-ranking officer. And I should seek an enemy that delights in pain. So those are my goals there for the Gundheim Steel, which I believe was a dropped quest. Then we have on the shoulders of Legionnaires. I must slay Legionnaires inside Crushbone Keep until I obtain 10 shoulder pads in good condition, which sounds to me like it's going to be a random update when we're in there. I could be wrong, but that's because it just says until I obtain 10 shoulder pads. Probably means that not every one of them is going to drop the update that we need, but that's okay. We will continue slaughtering them until we obtain what we need. So let's switch back over into the voice channel, the Go Voice, just in case it turns on her microphone. See where she's at right now. Butcher Block Mountains, level 15. Interesting. She said she was doing level 9 quests. Can't imagine what she's doing in Butcher Block at level 15 quest-wise. Maybe just running through to grab something. Who knows? Alright, here we are. Door to Crushbone Keep. Logged in over there. I remember way back in the early 2000s when I first started playing this game, and it was like you would go to log in, and back on dial-up, you would go to log in, and it would just take so incredibly long to zone. It would be like you would start zoning, and then you would go and start a load of laundry or something like that, because it just was ridiculously slow zone times. I'm just gathering up a little group because that way I can play them down real fast, and it'll go a lot quicker than one by one. So. Mostly smuggler requisitions. Those an orc spine. Alright, let's come back over here and grab that shiny. Don't want to miss that. Freshbone Legionnaire insignia. I'm not going to scrap it quite yet. So now here's a question for you guys. What is your favorite zone? Because I don't love fake wood, right? It's just not something that's uh, one of my favorite places at all. It's one of the areas that I was very disappointed with overall. There's a lot of hype about it. People were very excited about it coming out, and then it was, to me, very underwhelming. It was, I guess I was expecting something different, and it came out than what we ended up getting. And so it was not, I would say, not my cup of tea. Um, I think if I were, a lot of people like Castle Mistmore, and I think that that was probably the coolest as far as like walking in and you see all these vampires and it's like, oh, that's pretty neat. But the trouble with it is that after you do it a few times, the newness of it definitely wears off very quickly. But I do think it was a cool place to go initially for sure. So I don't know if Castle Small would be possibly one of the places I like better in it. But also Miss More Catacombs is okay. I was confused by the first time I went in there. There's again a lot of climbing in there, and it wasn't immediately apparent with how to get up the spire to get there and all that. It's kind of cool though. There's some little hidden areas and stuff, and you end up going there later on to do look for the I can't remember if there were the blue shinies in there or if it was the red shinies that were in there, but one or the other was hanging about in there, and so I ended up spending a good bit of time in there myself. But I won't say it's because it was necessarily my favorite, but more just that it had what I needed at the time. So. One thing I should probably do at some point is go get some better gear on this character. I don't know when the last time I actually updated his gear was, but it's obviously been a minute. These Legionnaires have some fancy helmets hanging out. Okay, here's a mana stone. I'll watch what this does to my health and power. So it's basically trading health for power. If you don't have that, you can get it from a Legend quest. A Heritage quest. Good for all classes. Hey, we got one of the shoulder pads we needed. That's nice. We're running low on power in spite of my attempts there. Just some nourish improvements. Why not? Looks like I'm even out of potions for the most part. I have these, increases power a little bit. May as well use it. Suppose I'm gonna have to actually do some heroic opportunities and find then beat on in a second, and then eat some food. How interesting. I assume there wasn't. Alright, power regen, we're going to turn that on. And then we've got some health regen coatings as well. I'm going to turn these on so we can move through a little faster. Also have food and drink going back, so that's good. We got the Halls of Truth over here. Got some Torturers and a Legionnaire, and then some more Torturers in here. So, it's a good one to update some quests. With the Swashbuckler, there's a decent bit of having to run around behind things and stuff like that. Scouts are often like that. I mean, they're always going to have something pretty much we have to run around behind and, to the side and the various positional abilities. So now all I still need here is the blood of one who inspires the others and the Legionnaires. And I'll have finished these current quests. Well, I say finished, I'll have updated. Whether the Kingdom Steel quest will actually finish from that or not is another question, because there's a high possibility that after I get this update, I will then have to study the piece again, which let's see if I can even find it. I think it's right, here. Piece of very old steel, so probably I'm going to have to examine it and get another portion to that quest, actually. Oh, I see I finished a build ripped, so that's cool. Alright. Back to beating out Legionnaires. Gosh, just finished another one. It's just on a roll over there. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of room left in the bag. Stuff you're gonna run out soon. I could add some of these shinies to the collections, and that'll clear up a bit of room. And I will if I need to. But I'd rather not have to if I don't need to. Well, nothing in there. Oh, look, the quest. Let's pick it up. It's Moradog Greenbow who says, "Those beasts! Those horrible beasts!" I say, "What do you mean?" He says, "I'd heard rumors that the orcs in this file keep referring to necromancy. Based on the evidence I've found, it's true. What they are doing is an abomination to our heritage." I say, "What are they doing?" He says, "As an insult to the elven people, these orcs have reanimated the bones of Fairdal and Coedadal soldiers who fell during the War of Fae. Now they use the corpses of our honored dead as fodder in their attacks on Kelethin." I say, "Can I do anything to help?" He says, "Yes. I need a worthy band of adventurers to venture deeper into the castle and seek out the necromancers performing this atrocity, teach the necromancers a lesson, and to liberate the fallen elves they have enslaved. Will you do this?" I say, "I will help you." He says, "Thank you. I have heard there's a place in the basement of this keep called the Vault of the Dead. I believe this is where the unholy rituals are taking place. There may be more of these thaumaturgists in other parts of the castle as well." I say, "I will seek them out. I must free the spirits of wood elves being enslaved by the orcs. I must free the spirit of high elves being enslaved by the orcs. I must slay the evil orcs reanimating the bones of the fallen elves." All right, well, excellent. In that case, let's go back in this direction, I think. Maybe. But not that direction, because that's a dead end. And of course, I don't know if this is where it's trying to get me to go or not, but perhaps. We're conscripted Quaidadal right here. Then we have a thaumaturgist. Look, I've turned back around. It's one problem with pulling a scout. It's very easy to get turned around, especially when we... Okay, we got a whole room full of guys here that we want to slowly work our way through. Conscripted Fairdal next. Ah, there's Jones T441. Hey Jones, enjoying EQ2? Of course I'm enjoying EQ2. Over on the Anashti Sul server at the moment, using that old Origins content. How about you? What have you been up to? Jones says, "How do you know which abilities to keep in the hotbars?" So in this case, because we're playing on the older on the older server, we're not going to have the full hotbars that you get in live because it doesn't go up that high. So you don't have to start picking and choosing whether to, which things to put on as much. Certainly you want anything that you're going to be using in combat to be on your hotbars because that's the things that are important to get to easily. Some people also will put things like the call to home and things like that on their hotbar. I've certainly done it in the past. It can just make it more convenient. But I would say anything that you use regularly is a good idea to have on there. I also have potions for healing and power on there. Drag them onto the hotbar. But I don't put, you don't need to put anything that like is something that applies, like say poisons, right? So I've got poisons here. They last for 12 hours or however many hits, right? So it'll have a certain number of times that it'll go off. So it grants a total of 60 triggers of the spell for this one, for instance. So you can see in your window over here, see the spell effects window, whether that's still active or not. You don't necessarily need that on your hotbar. So you can put things from your bags to your hotbars that are useful, as well as putting spells and abilities on there. And personally, I like to keep even the passives on my hotbar as much as possible because some things will knock those off, and you want to know whether they're off or on. So I definitely keep mine on there. Jones has been playing some Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver 1. I've never played that one, so I couldn't weigh in on it. What kind of a game is it? Soul Reaver, huh? You guys know about the EverQuest Legacy server or not server, but game that's going to be coming out pretty soon? You heard of that one? John says Legacy of Kain is great, right? No, I'm stuck though. Oh no. Caught within the grip of Legacy of Kain, huh? Haven't played EQ2 in years. EQ2 is good stuff. I am definitely interested in trying EverQuest Legacy when it comes out. It's the files from EverQuest I, and they have been modified. They're calling it a reimagined version of EverQuest I. I've never played EverQuest I. I've heard a lot about it, obviously, in the EverQuest community, but I've never experienced it myself. So I think it's going to be really interesting for me to check out. Hoping to get in on the beta, signed up for it. We'll see how that goes. But if all goes well, I'll definitely be streaming it when I do. Even with the drink running and the totem, the power of totem running, I'm still running out of power here. I'm wondering though if I have appropriately leveled stuff. I do have level 50 drink, so that's pretty good. What about these totems though? Okay, it's the level 30 totems, so it could go a level up on the totems, but they're not too alpha. I'm gonna go back and make sure I didn't miss anything. Like that Legion right there, for instance. Jones says I've tried both EQ1 and 2. Which one do you prefer? Like, if you were going to go back to one or the other of them, which one would it be? Oh, ads. Welcome back. Well, the ads went through pretty quickly, didn't they? Alright, we only have 2 more Wood Elves to get, and we're 4 out of 12 with Legionnaires that we need. Very close to running out of room in the bags. But again, I can probably clear some of that up fairly easy just by adding things to my collections. Halfway done with the Legionnaires. I think that of all of the classes, scouts are my least favorite. I haven't played them as much as I've played any of the other classes because it's just kind of, I don't know, it's not my thing. Running around and the positional things, and then they're going stealthing for things and unstealthing for other things. And, you have to be stealthed in order to use this combat skill or the other way. Have to be behind it, flanking, whatever, for this or that. Just, not my idea of a good time, I guess. You know? The rules following required is a bit much for me. Jones says, last time I played EQ2 was when you get the cloth dragon knot. Oh, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the name of it, but I do know what you're talking about. In fact, you know, right now on live, they have the, man, I can't think of the name of it right now, but it's the April Fool's Day event. It's right there on the tip of my tongue. I'm just drawing a blank. Bristlebane. It's a Bristlebane Day stuff is going on. If I get a chance, you know, and have the time and inclination, I'll say, then I may hop over there just to participate in some of the Bristlebane Day stuff. The events are interesting. You know, I've done all of them before. So, now, well, I say all of them, I could easily be new inside of they do often add new things. I've done all of the events before. I may not have done all the quests, I guess it's more. But anyway, yeah, I know the first one is happening over there right now. And I ought probably to go check it out at some point and see what's new and things like that. But that's what the cloth dragon knot reminded me of when you said that. That was some years ago though, Jones. Can't remember exactly how long ago, but I feel like it was, I don't know, 8 or 9 years ago, or maybe even more. I don't remember. I see I completed another route, so I was giving her the old congrats. I'll come this way first. Make sure I'm not missing anything up there. Give the map the old check real quick. Probably a good idea. Yeah, nothing in there that I need. I think I've probably been through everywhere down here. I may have missed something, but I don't think so. I mean, I may have actually, now that I'm looking at it. I may not have been to the jail. Did I go to the jail? Surely I went to the jail, right? Maybe I didn't. Still not sure. Well, it's looking like I didn't because I'm seeing 3 shinies in a row right here. But maybe. Who knows? It's just like the trail of breadcrumbs, except they're generic. It's the opposite of what happened in the Hansel and Gretel story. Back in that one, the birds ate all of his bread. But he couldn't find his way. Yeah, you know what? I think I didn't. However, the imprisoned guys are not going to be the dead guys, so they're just not going to help me in that regard. I will get uh, some of these legionnaires knocked out though. Only need one more update on this, so it's looking promising. Got an orc here from that one. Another low and legend piece. None of those are of interest, so it was, I had not gone down here yet, I don't think, but nonetheless, there was nothing there that I needed, so. There we go, that's conscripted for it all. Oh, fall log down. See, hide him real fast. Hey, Clock, can you hear me? Don't know if we'll be able to now. They're saying hello in the guild chat there. Yeah, I think it was Patchwork, right? The Patchwork Dragon Jones, is that what it was called? I was just thinking about it. I think that might be right. Push from the kitchen there. No real reason to go down here. Let's see here. We should go to the other side. And then maybe upstairs, maybe not yet. Go that around down here first. See if I'm missing anything. Still need one more enslaved wood elf. One more shoulder pad drop with the legionnaires. And then the blood of one who inspires the others. Let's leave the chat. This place out. It's the prophet. had to make sure my bags weren't full after getting those 2 more shinies there. Okay. See, can I go in here already? I may have, but, I mean, I know I went in here yesterday. It doesn't look like there's anything to be happening anyway. And so, we'll go check out this guard tower and then head upstairs. Yeah, nothing exciting in there. Yeah, I already went that direction. Nothing too exciting in there. Let's go left or right. I think we'll go right. Here's a conscripted paradox. This ought to be the last one of these that I need. Turn to Norrath. Speed down in the basement. And go on these stairs to get to the main. And then, remember that, more gag. Have you liberated the spirits of the honored elven warriors and taken revenge upon the foul necromancers who enslaved them? And I say yes. I taught the thaumaturgist a lesson and laid the skeletons to rest. He says, my people are grateful to you for restoring the honor of our fallen heroes. To show our thanks, please accept a cloak worn by those who fought in the Great War of the Fadar. I say thank you. And then we get to look at these cloaks. Now, again, none of them are going to be... Well, actually, they are, because I don't have any cloak yet. And this will increase the chance to critically land a melee attack by one. So that'll be useful. But let's go ahead and look and see what they look like. Okay, so this is the cloak of the Great War. It looks like this. Then we have the Fey Artemis cape, and it looks like this. And then the wrap of Fey Preservation. It's like this. Now, because we're actually going to use the cloak, let's get the Great War one, right? And that is this one, which is fine. Except this, and we'll go ahead and put this on. Replace our cloak of the Magi, which did nothing, but just looked capish. Now, what I also note with sadness is that my stuff is full here. What a sad state of affairs. So I suppose I will add this Freshborn insignia to my collection to make a spot of room. Do I want to add anything else? That's the question. Don't really think that I do, honestly. I might do it anyway. Don't really want to. I guess I'll add this scratched bugbear book. There we go. And then I'm going to sort my bags so that they're a little easier to look through later on. Okay, onward. Well, now I want to go back upstairs. And continue my search for these last couple of things here. Asia logged over to Calthea in the guild. I went right, and I had gone into the first room here a moment ago. So we go on by that, and probably anything you like. Got another crushed bone meeting here. Let's go get this shiny first. Can't help noticing that that statue lights up too, so let's check it out real quick. Probably a quest. Maybe not. Probably. Oh no, we have summoned Murnau with a tactician. I don't think that I need him for anything, do I? Yeah, I don't think so. So, I don't want to take him from something who might actually need him, so I'll come over here and feign death so that he drops off. And then I shall stand back up and continue on with the Freshbone Legionnaires. John says, what are you working on today? Just leveling? Oh, no, I'm not leveling. I'm just working on quests. Just clearing out some old Fadar stuff. I really don't focus on leveling in EverQuest. Really in much. I mean, I think that if a game doesn't have content beyond just getting to the next level, then it's not very entertaining game. Right? You gotta have some kind of something that you're doing that's entertaining, right? And I know that some people enjoy grinding and things like that, but I'm not one of those people, so yeah. I enjoy the stories in EverQuest, and sometimes they can be funny or just entertaining in some way. Let's see where I want to go right now. Upstairs. Because I feel like the blood of one who inspires the others is upstairs. We could go update with Lloyd's new spec. That may be, yeah, you know what? I should do that. I should do that because he's going to send me back, or she's going to send me back in here anyway. So I've got mixed feelings about it. Calthea says it's not Christmas anymore. I didn't get nearly enough snowballs. Snowballs are a thing that's available during Frost Valley, so you can just pick them up here and there and get a bit of a collection of them. There we are. Throughout an offer to help with anything with Calthea or Carl needed. However, I believe that Calthea is perhaps switching character shirts. Not sure. Here's a note to news back. Who says, so, did you collect all those shoulder pads from the Legionnaires inside Freshbone Keep? I say, yes, if I'm 10, in good condition. She says, truly splendid work. My family has a long tradition of taking on these orcs, and you are helping me build a name for myself as well. I say, good to hear it. She says, with your help, we've struck fear into the hearts of the orcs. We'll now prepare for our rescue operation. I better get to work. I say, take care, Lonsa. And then I go and look at these lovely shoulder pads that we have. And again, we're mostly looking at them for aesthetics at the moment. So let's clear off what is on here and check out the shoulder pads. And the first ones are Crestborn Legionary Mantle, and they look like this. Then we got the Crestborn Legionary Pauldrons, which are like this. That's kind of cool, right? Crestborn Legionary Shoulder Pads. Those are very dark. Could be cool, depending on what you're doing. Crestbone Legionary Sleeves. Well, alright. That reminds me kind of the, I think it's like the Gnosium set that you get. I can't remember exactly when, but it's early on. If I'm having some vague connection with Castlevania Hamlet, but I'm not sure. I may have just been in Castlevania Hamlet. I never did it, but and then we have these Wishbone Legionary wraps, which is pretty minimal, I would say. All right, let's take these, the Wishbone Legionary Cauldrons. Oh, I gained an AA point. Okay. Coffee says congrats. Okay, so it looks like we did not get sent in for further reconnaissance or murder by Alonso. So let's just head back in and try to finish this Rudeheim Steel quest over here. Problem is, we now have a full set of bags again. Well, that's problematic. I will add the moldy bugbear here to the collection. Yeah, I've got a few more one-piece stuff that I can be looking off. I don't want to necessarily. Yeah. I need to do that. Alright. Let's head back upstairs then. And I think this time I'll go towards the left. First room is over here to the left. Let's check in here. This is Crush's Chambers. With the badge of the face layer. And then the patch of the face layer again. Interesting. Okay. Onward. Next room, right over here. Did I actually go through? Yeah, okay, right. I realized I'm not put everything together, but looks like it did, so all is well. There's sometimes a name right there. It's not up at the oh, it's that's the Divinian throne. Didn't mean to go in there. Oh well. I don't really have anything that I want to do on the Divinian throne. I don't think that I need to be here for anything. Let's make sure before I leave. Doesn't look like it. So, back out. Just over here collecting things. Oh, it lit up. Click it. Alright, let's see. One who inspires the others. Haven't spent enough time in this area for that to come to mind. Who would be... So you would think it would be a general or a lieutenant, somebody in charge would be inspirational, right? But I'd be a little bit charismatic to be a leader. Now, all of the other guys that I was after were down in the basement. So let's head toward the basement once more, I think. That's the greater big art. What am I doing? Telling me to play that one. That was interesting. It looked like there was a feather for half a second. I have no idea why. Obviously it was a glitch. It's like, oh wait, no, you actually did complete that. Or maybe I'm just crazy and seeing things. It's another option. Okay, let's see. What might I have missed in here is the first question. We did definitely do the jail. Let's just mouse around real quick. I don't like to do this one, so to figure things out. But okay, so it's the Oracle. How odd. Okay, so there's no Oracle up here right now. Let's see if maybe they just wanted me when I came around the first time. Let's go ahead and add this badge of Defender to the collection so that we can get this thing up, right? Crashbone Legionnaire Insignia. Now, I think let's just do trap. And we'll type in Oracle. Don't have any oracles up. So I'm going to guess it shares a spot with thaumaturgist. We'll see. In which case we will have to spawn it. And let's see if there's any other spots. But that is the only one. Makes no sense to be in there, but it's gonna be in the room, I'm sure. So the blue shinies in here. Not the red ones. I couldn't remember if it was the blue ones or the red ones that were here. But yeah, it looks like it's just the oracles. Let's try thaumaturgist and see if there are any on this map. Just that one guy. Okay. Wander around. Torturers coming in here. Oh, well, I mean, extractor truths and such, but for the most part, this will not. Geometry just on track here. Probably, but surely not where I just felt it. That didn't make sense. Guys, it hasn't been long enough for this spawning evidently. See where he is. Upstairs. Okay, well, we'll try. Number of them here. This room is the room for thaumaturgy. Is it the room for oracles? Maybe. Let's see. Alright, so one more thaumaturgist on track at the moment. I ran out by him, something like that. Oh, let's check these if there's any oracles in here. I think I'm gonna run around in random places down here and hope we get some oracles to just show up. Big plans. Checking to see if there's an thermometer just hanging around too. Inventory is full. We will add this bugbear, shattered bugbear bone to the collection. With a lot of room to pick up another one. Badge of the Emperor's Guide. Oh, that's a rare. Nice. So don't want to. Let's see here. Got this decayed Google. We'll go ahead and add that to the collection. Badge of the Captain there. Guess I'll check for more commenter just here. Yeah, I'll go this one. Realize there's no reason to have the Oracle on my track because the Oracle, if I run near it, it'd show up with feather. So, of course, I don't know, maybe it's for my on, just in case it's somewhere weird. Running into the wall is also funny. I think I'll head upstairs because we'll have some more guys up here doing this evening. Could be some volunteers just hanging around. Who knows? Sure, there was some up here to the right. In one of these first rooms, maybe the first room. Kind of leaning toward that. Like being the case. Inventory full. Tell you what, I think I'm gonna just delete some of these pieces. We make a ton of this. on the depot already. So we'll just delete a few of those guys and get some shinies instead. Back in the Hall of Tactics over here at the moment. This is where we've got the Tactician spawned. You would think that a tactician would inspire others, but apparently he's not our guy. It's kind of interesting if the Oracle is the one that inspires the others. It's the Oracle of Delphi, like that. You guys need to go on this quest, and this is going to happen. A thaumaturgus is to be trapped here somewhere. Right here in front of me. Great. Alright, cool. That up again. Well, I'm sure I should go to the north. There's one finish here. So you can see how the bags are so far so good. May as well go head back down and see if the guys at the bottom might be spawned. On the plus side, we're getting quite a few of these shinies. Let's see. So I want to go downstairs. I killed some thaumaturgists that were along the pathway there too, so something to kind of keep in mind is, you know, that would be the oracle hanging around in this hallway. But it was a thaumaturgist. That's right. I like how I use track to find the thing I'm standing beside. It's a cool trick I have. It's very useful. Not really those smuggling requisitions for sure. I think we finished off. All the thaumaturgists on this side are not. We can come down and check on the other side. Cushbone Pond insignia. Still have 3 spaces. Very good. I feel like I might be the only one in here. Cushbone Keep right now. Let's see. Yep, just me. All to myself. Looks like got another ad break going in on that. Ah, there he is. Oracle. Awesome. Okay, examine the steel again. So you come in here and look at the steel. There's this very old steel. The steel looks old and rough. You brush it off and notice that it is inscribed with ancient writing. At first it seems blurry, but within moments your vision clears and you're able to make out an inscription. Examine the writing again. As you look closer, the words seem to shift before your eyes. Gather the deepest, darkest earth of this keep and pressed against me. I long to know the cooling embrace of blue-time soil. Steal away. I must search the depths of crushed bone keep for the ancient earth the steel longs for. Now, where might we find ancient? We find in the hold, perhaps. It seems possible. This is the halls of truth. I'm gonna go for the hold first. Why not? Oh, but look at all of these shines here. Badge of the fire starter. And the badge of the fire starter. Nope, wrong door that I went to this time. Now, that doesn't mean it's the wrong door to be correct, just the wrong door that I. Badge of the cleanser that time. Got some lingering remnants here. So we do have little dirt piles here. Not useful or crap. Oh, here it is. Alright. Was right. Very good. I found the earth that the steel asked for. Now I will have to see what the steel wants next. So let's examine the steel once more. The steel looks old and rough. You brush it off and notice that it is inscribed with ancient writing. At first it seems blurred, but within moments your vision clears and you are able to make out an inscription. You rub the soil against the steel. Before your eyes, the writing on the steel changes yet again. Of blood and earth am I, but it takes a true son of Broodhound to shape me and fulfill my destiny. So look at the steel ring. I should seek the advice of one of the dwarven liberators I noticed in the cave leading to Crusherbone Keep. Okay. That will be out in the cave where we have been many a time. Let's go back upstairs. And then we can head over to that cave. Which brings us back up to the main floor again. Alright, to the Greater Feydark we go. Alright. There's somebody with a book above their heads. That's promising. It looks like it's Turgo Barge Down. Let's see if that's right. It is. Turgo Barge Down, it says. Nobody but nobody holds a son or daughter of Khalidoon hostage. We'll be splitting some orc heads to get our kinsmen back home. I say, I need your help with something. He says, you've earned our respect by taking on the forces of Crushbone. What can I do for you? I say, I found an odd piece of steel inside the keep. He says, steel, eh? What's so odd about steel? I say, this steel seems to change over time, almost as if it's alive. He says, alive? Ha! I think you've been in the mines too long, friend. I say, the steel said something about looking for a true son of Grudheim. He says, Grudheim? That's an old dwarven word I haven't heard in ages. I believe it refers to a lost dwarven outpost, though I don't know any more than that. But if I had to guess, I'd say a son of Grudheim would have to be a dwarf. I say, great. So can you shape this steel for me? He says, me? No, I'm a fighter, not a craftsman. But our rescue force is setting out to save one of our kin named Berg of Steelwright. He's the greatest blacksmith I've ever seen, hailing from a family of steelworkers that dates back untold centuries. I say, he sounds like the guy I need. Where is he? He says our reconnaissance shows that he's being held in a round building outside Crushbone Keep that houses a forge. You'll have to dispatch some guards to be able to talk to him. If you see him, let him know he'll be liberating all the captives soon. We'll be, not he'll be. That'd be interesting. I say thanks for the information. I will. And so, back over to that area I go. You gotta find him. I mean, it's pretty easy because you got a blinking book on the map. That does make it a little bit simpler. But I think I've run across him before, standing there. Guy with long brown hair, I believe. If it's the guy that I'm thinking of. I think I found him when I was running around looking for that piece of stone. Alright, here is Berg of Steelwright. He says, can't stop working. These here orcs will punish the others for it. I say, Turgo barged down and said you might be able to help me. He says, Turgo? An old friend of mine. What do you need? I say, I have this enchanted piece of steel that says it needs to be shaped by a true son of Grudheim. He says, Grudheim? My grandpapa used to tell us stories of an old dwarf outpost by that name. Maybe this blasted keep is built on its ruins. I say, interesting. So can you take this steel and forge it into a weapon to be used against the orcs? He says, let me see that steel. Enchanted indeed. I would work on it, but them blasted orcs stole my tools. I need my best tools to work on steel of this quality. I say, who stole your tools? He says, there's a guard master that's supposed to watch over us prisoners, but that orc being lazy slob spends all his time in a nearby tent across the way. You beat up on him and get me tools, I'd be happy to forge you a weaponsmith. I say, okay, I'll get your tools back. Search tents near the forge building for the guard master who has Berger's tools. Now, probably over here, right? Let's see here. Where might he be? See, we got Garganard, who's probably not it, because he doesn't speak to me. And he's not abusable. He cannot abuse you. Shameful. Shameful, that. Specified that he's in a tent. So, I should check the tents. Well, no luck so far. Across the way, it said. Oh, let's come check up here, though. We haven't, check these tents. Oh, there he is. Oh, man. Alright, take the tools back to little blacksmith here in front of us. Let's see what he has to say. Bergrup says, "Well, again, did you retrieve your tools from that lazy orc?" I say, "Yes, I slew him and retrieved your tools." He says, "It's good to have the tools back. They was handed down by my grandpapa. Since you did me a favor, I had best get to work on that steel of yours." I say, "That would be great." He says, "This air forge should do the trick. Let me just work the steel a bit." "Oh, B, the steel seems to bend itself in the very ends. It's so easy to work with." I say, "I told you it was not a piece of steel." He says, "There, that ancient steel even wants you to choose its final form. 'Twas a pleasure working on it." I say, "Thank you, Burgess. Do you want me to guide you out of here?" He says, "No, I'd best stay here till me mates rescue all the prisoners at once. If any be left behind, they'd surely be made to pay for it." I say, "I understand. Be well." Now we can choose our weapon as a result. Obviously, I don't need any of these things really, although poor old pristine imbued steel short spear is pretty pathetic, but I have no intention of replacing it at this time. Okay, so what do things look like? We have, okay, so this is a Greenheim beater right here. So, there you go. A beat stick. Then we have the Greenheim Rid Piercer. This is the Rid Piercer. Very crude little thing we have here. And then a Greenheim Smasher. That's very nice. Okay, it looks a lot like a chimney cleaner, actually. Very similar appearance there. Then there's a Greenheim War Axe. Alright, very nice. I'm gonna take the Smasher, just in case I do decide to use it for its visual appeal at some point. It seems like it could be fun. Alright, so I've finished all of the quests that I've been working on here in Fadar. In Greater Fadar, to the very least. And so I think I will call that to town. Because it feels like it's about time to take a break and eat some lunch. So I'm going to call out, and if all goes well, I should be back later. I had intended to come back later yesterday whenever I had to Prague, but wasn't able to do so. Today, who knows? We'll see. Hopefully I'll be able to get back in later. If I do, then I'll see you then. If you're not following me yet, be sure to follow me so that you can turn on notifications and see the next time that I go live. Hopefully, I will see you guys then. Have a good day, one way or another.